Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Louis Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Welcome everybody to the show. Actually, getting the chat and stuff going right now, so bear with me for
My Louboutins new, so my bottom stays redder. No, I'm not a rat, but I'm all up on my cheddar. Just talk to your
no sound. No sound. What do you mean no sound? Should be sound. Can you hear me now? You guys should be hearing me. Sound. Okay, how are you guys doing? Let me just get the Vimeo chat going here. Um, wow, this has been an incredible day. One of those days that you look at the Cowboys and you just don't know what's going to happen next. Still no sound? Are you sure about that? I'm seeing it on my screen here. It should catch up in just a second here. I wasn't actually talking. My computer actually had a little brain fart here, and I need to restart it. How's everybody doing? Let me just get the video chat going over here because I don't want to piss off anybody from Vimeo who's watching over there. Just a second here. Boom. Well, how are you guys feeling about the Amari Cooper trade? It is, I would say it's a surprise, but I'm not sure it's really a surprise because they've been talking about it for a while. I've been going through this in my mind, trying to figure out, is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Did the Cowboys make the right move? Low volume. Let me turn it up just a little bit more. Just want to make sure I'm not, hopefully that's better. Is that better? You can hear me fine? Okay. Turn up the volume just a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's better. I had to turn it down earlier because I was so loud that literally I was cracking the top off of the microphones. Okay, so here's the thing. That game yesterday was terrible. Team was just bad. Just bad. On offense. But as always, there's always a couple of things that happen that screw up the game for us, okay? We had the perfect storm of so many different things. We ended up having one, couldn't get any turnovers. Two, we couldn't get the offense really in gear. Zeke Elliott, 33 yards. Sorry, kind of lit off my kilter because my other computer over here is kind of messing up. We had mistakes throughout, all over the place. We had the officials that are going through and screwing up. It was just kind of like the perfect storm of everything else. Now, the thing that's painfully evident, and I think they had tried to address that today, is they screwed up. The Cowboys truly screwed up with the receiver by committee approach. Oh, thank you guys. I need to give Joe Boo's refill. They thought for sure, with the budget consciousness, because that's a lot of what it was, that we're paying Dez Bryant $16 million. He's a little bit of a cancer in the locker room. That we can do better without him. We can spend money elsewhere, and it's okay. We can just get a bunch of guys there, and we'll be fine. Yeah, well, that didn't work out too well. So they realized there's really no talent. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying that, well, it's just Dak sucks. Dak can't do anything. He's holding on to the ball too long. And whenever I say anything in Dak's defense there, or giving you reasons why some of these things are happening, they say, you are just a Dak defender. You're not credible, yada, yada, yada. Well, here's what I want you guys to take a look at. Because one of the things that, let me pull this up real quick. Okay, one of the things people will up and say, well, look, Dak fumbled in the end zone. He's a bum. And this play has been analyzed and things like that. I've seen so many different things with this one play that it's not even funny. This is truly, it was a game changer. I agree. It was completely a game changer. Here it is. It's 3rd down and 15. We literally have to get to this point right here. If we don't get to that point, it's fourth down, you got to punt. Now, of course, everybody's saying that, okay, look, you're going to end up having my man over here in the flat open, wide open. Dak should have hit him. Okay, let's watch the play real quick. Okay, right. Everybody's like, look at him, wide open. He should have thrown it to him. Yeah, but here's the thing. He's got to get to here for the first down. You got this man right here who's going to come up and stop him. So Dak first looks over here, sees that, then he's over here looking at Michael Gallup. Now, Michael Gallup earlier in the game goes through, does a double move, and goes down. Dak sees that, knows he's got it. He knows it's straight butter. But here you go. He looks over here. He sees this first. Boom. He sees this guy right here. Because I've seen this picture over and over again where everybody's saying, he's wide open. He should have thrown to him. Yeah, we could have gotten 5 yards at it, maybe 7 yards. But you're not getting all the way to here for that first down. What Dak does here, he looks this off. This man stops. Boom. Gallup is free. So let's keep on going. Gallup is open right here, but unfortunately, the blitzer gets in there to Dak. So let's watch it again. Boom. They get the sack. So Dak is trying to buy some time. Sorry, not taking calls tonight. So again, we're looking over here. We're going to get open in the flat. He's going to look over here. He sees that he's about to make that move. He's going to try and look him off and then buy enough time that he can hit him deep. If he does that, game over. But, again, boom. He sees him right here. He knows he's going to make the move. He sees him right here. He's going to look away, and he's going to try and hit him downfield. But he's got to get enough time. And you see the delayed blitzer is right here. He's going to make that move where that space, and Dak tries to get away, unfortunately fumbles and goes out. So it wasn't that Dak didn't see it. He saw him completely. If he had had just a little bit more time, if this guy's not doubling in there, maybe it's 6. So it's a breakdown all the way around. See, look, he's looking away right there. He sees that. He knows he's not going to get the first down, okay? He knows he's got the play here, but we've got to get this block better. Because in the end, boom. That's perfect design. He's going to be wide the frick open. He's blown past him, but just not enough time in there. And Dak couldn't buy enough in the pocket. So you can put blame on Dak on that one if you want to. I mean, that's fine. That's okay. I'm just looking at these two offensive linemen that are just kind of running backwards that aren't covering anybody. Actually, 4 offensive linemen that are just watching their quarterback go down. So there's a breakdown on the offensive line. Definitely, Tyron Smith is not blocking the way he used to. His body's kind of breaking down a little bit. Connor Williams, he had a hold in there. Tyron Smith has a hold in there. You had plays that were called back that were big plays, but unfortunately, you can't get those. So collectively, this goes up. How you doing, Mirabira? It goes on the whole team. So getting Amari Cooper, not taking calls tonight, okay? Sorry, not taking calls. So unfortunately, there's a lot of problems in there. Definitely, Amari Cooper is better than everybody else we have on here. Cole Beasley's already welcomed into the team. And we'll have to wait and see if that is actually going to be the positive or not. I think about a number 1 pick because we've been here before. Oh, my God. Okay, listen. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Not taking calls tonight. Not taking calls. Okay? I thought I turned the ringer off. Let me make sure the ringer's off because you called 4 times in a row. Okay, the ringer's off. Well, here's the thing, Tony. Yes, I do like Dak. But not only this. Here's the problem. Get rid of Dak. Fine. Okay, I'm cool. Go ahead, get rid of Dak. Who are you going to replace him with right now? Who are you going to replace him with? Dude.
To accept, press 1.
Sorry, I am not taking calls tonight, okay? All right. Whoever's in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I'm not taking calls tonight. I'm sorry. I don't have it hooked up to the system, okay? We got a lot to get into. We're not going to do the calls, all right? I apologize that we're not going to do it. We'll do a call-in show maybe on Friday, but tonight we got a lot of stuff to deal with. Okay. First-round pick. It's a lot to give up. We ended up giving a first-round pick for Joey Galloway, which they used to get Steven Alexander. Joey Galloway tore his ACL, was never a factor. We then had 3 years of 5-11. Again, bad coaching. We traded away for Roy Williams, a number 1, a 3rd, and a 6. And by 2010, he was no longer on the roster. Wasn't a factor. I'm hoping that this one will be a better one. We'll have to wait and see. Can we trade Dak Prescott for Derek Carr? Well, I wouldn't put anything past the Raiders, but Derek Carr, I think, is a broken man right now. Seeing him cry on the field last week, I'm not so sure that he's still got it mentally. But quarterbacks are hard to get. Look at Denver. Denver had a credible defense. They've been trying to get a quarterback for years. The Cardinals. Cleveland, of course, now they're back to being the Cleveland Browns and their coach is on the hot seat. There aren't quarterbacks out there. I am more than happy to say if Dak can't do the job to get rid of him. But let's take a look real quick, because all you people that are like, Dak sucks, Dak sucks. Just understand this. Would you rather have Alex Smith? Alex Smith instead of Dak? Alex Smith? Anybody? Because let's look at the numbers here real quick. Not that I'm saying either of them are any good, but the QBR was 55 for Dak, 41 for Alex Smith. Dak had 273 yards versus 178 for Alex Smith. Add to that Dak had a running touchdown. I'll also put in this because nobody seems to talk about this much. Zeke Elliott, 15 carries for 33 yards. If you're built as a running team and you get 33 yards rushing from your running back, yeah. Yeah, Dak was sacked 4 times. Alex Smith was sacked once, yes. And that goes back to the offensive line. The offensive line got ate the F up. The Redskins kicked their ass, took their lunch money, and bitch slapped them. And every time we had a decent play, we ended up having a holding. I was actually working on getting clips for that to go ahead and put it up in there and everything else to show you guys, but then it was like the Amari Cooper stuff happened, so that just kind of took it all away from here. So I look at this. Some of this is scheme, some of it's players, some of it's players' execution, some of it's officials. We lost that in almost all those phases, and I'll also put one other thing in there as well. We lost the battle of field position, which was killer. Do you realize that the Redskins punter had us from the 17-yard line or less 5 times? We started drives 5 times from behind the 20. And without getting any turnovers, that's a long day. So, Amari Cooper, definitely a guy who's got some speed. 4.42 when he did the combine. He's actually younger than Dak Prescott, so he's not a guy that's got a lot of miles on him. His numbers, 2-time Pro Bowler. The last 2 years, not so much. 2015, 72 catches as a rookie, 1,070 yards, 14.9 average. 2016, 83 catches, 1,115 yards. 2017, only 48, 680. But you could also look at the Raiders' offense kind of declined a lot, too, in 2017. So he might have been part of that whole team kind of sitting back. Here's the thing. My original premise about Dak is this. Because quarterbacks are a hard thing to get. You see quarterbacks drafted high in the draft. You can see bust all in the draft. But here's the reality right now. With us trading that number one for Amari Cooper, that means Dak ain't going nowhere. You can't. Now you need multiple number ones, or you need to be really, really bad to get that high pick. We traded away our number one, your biggest card for trading up. Now people are looking for a number one the year after the year after. They're looking for what you got next year. So we got no number one pick. So that ensures that Dak Prescott will be here for this year and next year. The question is, was this a belief in Dak Prescott that if we get him a weapon that he'll be okay? Or is this a lifeline to Jason Garrett because Jerry Jones really doesn't want to fire him and he's trying to do whatever he can to try and make him succeed? Because the word is it's playoffs or bust for Jason Garrett. Well, here's the problem. Apparently, there were a couple of teams that were interested in Amari Cooper. One being the Eagles, who had already offered a second, and the Colts allegedly were also interested as well. So now you're talking about a bidding war. And you could sit around and say, oh, we're only going to give you a second or a third, and they've already got a second. You've got to step up your bid. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was a bidding war. So either you get him and you pay a little bit more, or you just don't get him. And at this point, I'm sorry, what we got as far as wide receivers isn't going. As I was watching the clips, I count 5 drop passes that are in hands, okay? In hands. Now, there's a pass to Cole Beasley that if he had let him just a little bit more, it would have been another 5 or 10 yards. But we can't have the ball literally going into a guy's chest, right here in his hands, and you don't hold on to it. What's the take if this doesn't work out? Well, here's the part. Okay. Yeah, good. Then it's Jason Garrett's ass. That's the bottom line, is I think if they go through here and we have a wide receiver and things, that you start saying we've changed everything. We've gone from having, because here's where I am. You had Tony Romo with his career year. You had Dez Bryant with his best year. You had the offensive line who was truly the number one offensive line in football. You had the Dallas Cowboys' best season rusher in DeMarco Murray. You had all of that, but you couldn't win in the playoffs at home. You've changed the whole team. This is 8 years. You got a young team now. And if it doesn't work now, it's finally time to move on. It's time to start changing. And if it ends up being that Dak, a new regime, because you see what John Gruden's doing now. John Gruden has gotten the moniker that he only won because Tony Dungy put the team together. Well, he's making sure there's no doubt if he wins the Super Bowl that it's the team he put together because he's getting rid of everybody. So you get a new coach that comes in here, he's going to get his kind of scheme, his kind of players and everything else and try and make a change for the better, hopefully. But like I said, because you don't have a number one pick for next year, unless you're trading a bunch of players, you're not getting a high round to draft the quarterback. So all you guys that say we should draft a quarterback next year, well, you don't have anything to, you don't have any chips in the game. Not if you're thinking that you're going to get somebody. Fact, okay. Well, it just depends on who you talk to. A lot of people say you gave up too much. Some people love the trade. I'm going to wait and see what we got. It's a little too early. This is one of those trades that you won't know for a couple of years. If you get a guy who, you know, gets back to 2016, 2017, 2015, then it was a good trade. He's young. Like I said, he's younger than Dak Prescott. So if he is okay, although he's coming out of the concussion protocol, if he's okay, hey, then it's a great move. If not, then you set yourself back a little bit. Um, Demarkable, I'm not sure that that's going to be the case with Jason Garrett. If they make the playoffs, maybe. But the reality is, um, at Prescott is garbage, bigger fact. Social media gives platforms to morons like you. I like that incognito. Way to go. You want Philly, Eagles? Okay. Well, here's the thing. Jerry Jones believes that they have an opportunity still to make the playoffs and make some noise, because that's the only reason that you make that kind of move. Well, Phil, and listen, I get so much about being a Dak lover and everything else. Here's the thing. All I want is the opportunity to have somebody other than Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan working with the guy. Can we just try that? Because I look at Jason Garrett in the 8 years that he's been head coach, plus the 2 years as offense coordinator, that he has done nothing, and I mean nothing, to make any quarterback better than what they were. Tony Romo covered up for this offense, without a doubt. Tony Romo covered up for the simplicity of it by making plays, by buying time. He was able to do that because he was a veteran and a special player. If Jason Garrett was such a great coach, then how come without, because this is where you guys seem to miss this. As bad as our team is right now, think back to 2015. Tony Romo goes out. You won one game without him. One game. Still had the number 4 rushing attack in the NFL. Still had the best offensive line. Still had Dez Bryant. You won one game. You got to look at the coaching. But Danny, well, hold on, Danny Bear. Let's back up here. I remember the Giants, unfortunately, the Giants literally sneaking into the playoffs as a wild card, I believe at 9-7, and going through and winning the Super Bowl. They literally limped into the playoffs and made it on a run. And this is where Jerry Jones is thinking, in my mind at least. NFC, yeah, the Redskins beat us. They beat us. They're 4-2. But do you really believe in the Redskins? Do you really believe that they're going to be that good? The Eagles, they're not the same team. Rams are really good. Saints are really good. Right now. Well, Cowboyed, if you cowboyed up, if you don't like me being Dak Central or whatever you want to call it, you don't have to watch. I'm just trying to say, if you're going to get rid of Dak, who are you bringing in? Please. Who are you going to bring in? That's the answer that I want to hear from somebody. I understand the problem. I'd love to go ahead and bring in Aaron Rodgers, but guess what? Green Bay's not trading Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay. So the best thing you can do is get somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. You don't have people that know what they're doing. I keep trying. Some of you guys just have a mental block or something. You've had quarterbacks that look like garbage until they change coaches, and it makes a difference. It's not a matter of the guy not being able to take a hit. It's not about a matter of the guy not being able to make a run. It's not a matter of the guy being able to make a pass if he's given the time and the guy has got some opening. Well, I understand your Manster 54, that he's looking for the perfect target. He believes in not turning the ball over. And I understand what you're saying, that you need to be a gunslinger too, but sometimes those turnovers are game killers. They can change the complexion of a game. You get a turnover, you get some momentum. You get your defense out on the field when they're not ready, and you make big plays. Unfortunately, our defense is not getting the ball to be able to help us do that. And we're starting the ball off every time on the frickin' 15-yard line. But yes, and you get a coach that has a little bit better scheme, that starts using some of the talents that he has. You have to have something mental before they can have a block. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, but you're not going to play hard for a coach that doesn't want you. Cooper versus Gruden. True. And I got to tell you, I don't know who's going to be playing hard in Oakland because everybody's thinking, who's next? Okay, Alex, let me put it this way. You're actually completely wrong on that one, Alex, because you don't fire that coach and then get rid of that quarterback too, because you don't have anybody else to put in. Who's going to be your starter? You got no pick now to grab somebody. Who are you going to trade for? This move was actually better for Dak, which basically signals that we don't have a number one to draft for a quarterback. Yeah, Simon, you're 100% right. Dak's not going anywhere. So, you guys can go ahead and say Dak's going, he's cut, he sucks, and everything else. You know what? If he were, I guarantee he'll go someplace else and have a great career because somebody else will find out how to use him, and that's the difference. Everything with Jason Garrett is still the exact same thing. He keeps trying to fit the players into his exact scheme, and he cannot adjust from that instead of changing things up to fit his personnel. You're sitting here supposedly, because this is where it blows my mind away. Think about this, guys. Right now, the football is wide open. There are really no just straight running teams, and herein lies our problem. If we can't run the ball, we get Zeke Elliott, 15 carries. Oh, Cruz low, thank you. He needs a quarterback coach. I've said that a million times. But here's the thing. If we're a running team and we only have 15 yards and we have garbage for wide receivers, how is that going to work? How is that going to work? Cole Beasley is good. Michael Gallup is going to be good, but he's still a rookie. How is that going to work if you got 33 yards out of your premier back? Basically 2.2 yards a carry. Give the guy a chance with a different coach, with a quarterback coach, maybe a veteran there behind him to educate him and teach him. Oh, Lordy. Some of you haters out there, man. Damn. Well, Kellen, okay. Here's a great analogy I got from actually Law Nation. He said, think about it this way. You're a junior in high school. You're playing offensive line. You beat out the senior. You take his place. And then the next year, he's your coach. How much do you listen to him? When he tells you how to block, tells you how to play, do you say, yeah, you know what you're talking about? Or do you kind of like, dude, really, dude? And that's the problem. Okay. There we go. Brian, you realize that Dak is 4-1 against you. I love the cockroaches, man. It is so funny how you Redskin fans have said absolutely, positively nothing for years. For years. You guys get away. You couldn't even talk trash during the week leading up to the game. Because here's the thing. If you want to go ahead and come in and talk trash, I got no problem with that. But don't be a freaking cockroach that only shows up when good times are. Because I'm sick and tired. I'm going to get righteous now. I'm sick and tired of people saying, we're just bandwagon fans. You're not a real fan, this, that, and the other. Oh, no, 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 no. You, my friend, by definition are a bandwagon fan because you only show up when your team wins. And I guarantee you when your Redskins start losing, and believe me, son, they will be, you'll just kind of go right back into the woodwork with like the lights, when the cockroaches, just like those Eagle trolls did, just like those Giant ones did. Dude, I got no respect for somebody who doesn't man the F up. Because you know what? I've been here all day for my Cowboys. And I've congratulated you sorry-ass Redskins for getting the victory. So, you going to be in here now talking trash? You make sure you come back in when your ass loses too and be a damn man. Cockroaches, man. I loved it last night. All of these damn Redskin fans, yeah, get out of D.C. You know what? I was there in D.C. I was like, hey, still reaping my boys. Not happy about where they were, but you know what? I wore my gear there. I had my flag up. I had loud and proud tailgate. I supported my team, win, lose, or draw. And even on film, leaving the stadium, even while y'all acted like a bunch of assholes that never have been there before. But then again, I guess you haven't because we've kicked your ass the last 4 times. Well, here's the thing, Aaron. Will they double team Cooper? I tell you what, I hope they do double team him. Because guess what? If they double team him, then that means there's going to be other guys are going to be able to eat. That means Cole Beasley is single covered. That's exactly what you want. If they have to double team Cooper, then that means they can't put 8 men in the box to stop the running game. You see how that works? That's what people don't seem to understand, because what teams are doing right now as far as stopping our defense is they're looking at it and saying, we'll give up occasional 10, 15-yard play, but we don't get scared by the guys they have. We're going to make sure that Zeke doesn't eat, because none of these guys are really game breakers, although that last play I showed you could have been one. If we had literally 1 more second in there, it would have been another deep bomb. But you need somebody that's put some fear on the other teams, and we don't have somebody that does. Hopefully Amari Cooper will be the guy that does that. And when you look at it, here's the thing. You got a defense that's good enough. You got a good running back. We just have to take care of schemes. We got to cut out mistakes. If we can do those things, you're going to be able to win these games. It's not like we're getting blown out. We played great at home. We've been close. I mean, you lose this one by 3 points. You lose in overtime to the Texans. You were close in Carolina. We're not getting blown out. This could be a difference maker that gets you going through it. But my biggest worry is, oh God, is if we hold on to Garrett. Now Beasley and Gallup will get one-on-one. Exactly, Nick. Well, that's when you have somebody that you have to worry about. You have somebody who's a home run hitter. You have to concentrate. Extreme archery. Okay, dude. No, I know you're not. You're not a fair weather one. You were here this week leading up to the game. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about some of those other ones. And you know, just like I know, that we all have some of those fans that are kind of like, you know, we're all family, okay? All you people out there are family, like my family and all that. But you know, there's some of those family members that you don't really want to talk about. You know, that uncle that you tell the kids to stay away from. You know, that aunt that always says, give me some sugar, honey, and she got the mustache. So some of those fans that are out here are some of those family members, if you know what I mean. But extreme archery, yeah, you know, there's a couple Giant ones in here. There's a couple Eagle ones here that are here constantly and are real fans. And I got respect for those guys. But you know you got some cockroaches. Well, look, oh, God. Let's see, Andy Reid doesn't win the big one, but you see what Andy Reid does for quarterbacks. He's a quarterback whisperer. Sean Payton is a quarterback whisperer. I don't know what the hell Jason Garrett is. I don't know what Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, to me, I can't honestly look at anything and say, I'm happy that Jason Garrett is there to do that. And if you can, guys can tell me something that Jason Garrett does that we can't live without, I would love to hear it. Well, Paul, here's the thing. The Redskins defense is a good defense. Believe it or not, they're actually a top 5 defense. And, of course, I think they've only been averaging giving up 61 yards on the ground. So they're not a slouch. But we got to do better than what we did right there. Oh, my God, Paul. You would think that they won the Super Bowl. That's why I was like, to some of these fans, they were so crazy. I was just like, y'all should act like you've been here before. You would think you've never won a game before or something. You know what, Cam? You are 100% right on that. With Jason Garrett has turned Dak into a play not to lose quarterback, because that's Jason Garrett's whole mentality. The whole thing on fourth down, oh, excuse me, not on fourth down, on the field goal. He looked at it as, okay, we got 12 seconds and a timeout. We're, 47-yard field goal. Let's just kick the field goal. What the F? You got the whole field open because you got a timeout. You ran 2 plays in the last minute of the game. Can't live without his clapping. Okay, I got you on that one. Good one. That's a good one. But seriously, that's where you say, you know what? Let's make sure this is just a chip shot. And it's like, how many times have we been here in the same type of a situation? Like, we iced our own kicker that time. I'm sorry. I'm done with Jason Garrett. Are you sure, Andrew Jackson, that Garrett evaluates talent well? Because I believe it's actually not Chris Shard, Will McClay that actually does the evaluation and getting the talent. I'm not sure what Jason Garrett does. Everybody out there who keeps thinking that Romo's going to come coach the team, I have people say, well, maybe we could get Tony Romo to be the head coach or the offensive coordinator. Why? How you doing tonight, Sarah? Why would he leave the booth, getting paid, not taking flack, everybody loves him, can go play golf when he wants, to go through a daily grind to take this abuse? Take a look at John Gruden right now. Although he's getting paid $10 million, it ain't no picnic. Yeah, Cooper's fast. He does have the 4.240. I'm sorry, 4.4240. It was actually pretty loud there, and that's the thing about it. Fourth quarter, the Redskins were fired up, but after we started moving in that last minute, that stadium got silent. You could feel the momentum changing in the game right then and there. You had that 12 seconds on the clock. You were moving the ball. You had the Redskins cornerback. I can't remember his name, but he was knocked out. You didn't have anybody to cover Cole Beasley. You could have easily just picked up 10, 15 yards and been closer, or maybe said, you know what, we're going to go for the win. We're going to go for the jugular. Because when you're on the road, you got to take chances. And we just don't take chances. We always play it safe. How you doing, Dante? And D.D. Taylor? I didn't mean to forget about you, Mary Bear. Unfortunately, I can't find my glasses, and so it's hard enough to see over here. The print over here on the other TV is really, really small, and I'm not good at keeping one eye on each of them, but I don't mean to forget you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The clock management has always sucked with Jason Garrett. It's kind of like, okay, I can understand the first couple of years, but we're still making the same mistakes we were before. Mira Bear, why would you? Bryce Butler didn't do jack. He had 3 plays, I think, in the time he's been back, and he's been injured as well. I'm sorry, Bryce Butler. There's some other guys that can go too. You got to get some. We got to get some ballers. We got to get some stallions. We got to get some studs. Some guys that can get some separation. Because if you look at And like I said, I went through and I watched the whole game film. You look at almost every pass, somebody is draped over these guys. There are some places where guys are wide open, but then, of course, we don't necessarily have the blocking, and some of them, Dak just missed them. But you need guys that can constantly get a little bit of separation and make the defense be a little scared, where they have to give them a cushion. They ain't got nobody that's worth giving a cushion to. I'm glad you're excited about it, Sarah. Can I turn the volume up? Okay. The only problem is, all right, let me know if that's up enough. I don't know why it's not, because I'm peeking out pretty loud here. Yeah, and see, this is where you have to start worrying about next year for the draft. Without a number one, I got to say that I'm concerned about Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith has been a hell of a warrior and a hell of a player for a long time, but at tackle right now, he just doesn't seem to be able to get it anymore. You're happy with the trade? Hopefully they don't screw it up. I hope so too. Too loud. See, that's what I figured. I don't know what somebody's mic is up on there because this is like way higher than usual. Wow. Joby needs another shot. Well, with that one, we'll top him off. How about that one? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. That's your number one, Mark Holmes. Okay. Oh, with that, okay. Well, here's my deal as far as wide receivers go. Cole Beasley, definitely, and Michael Gallup, and, of course, Cooper. That's a whole lot better than what you had before. That starts to put, of course, $25 will give me answered. No, I try. I can't win for losing, man. I try my best, man. If you were actually sitting here, you'd go kind of crazy because I got the soundboard, so I'm reading comments from people saying that it's too loud or not too loud. That's going on, and I try and read these comments and try and get the names right as well. Paul Alexander, oh yeah, Paul Alexander with his catch-up test. I've got a second board over here where I've got people that are telling me you've messed up. See, I've got Deontay over there saying that he thinks that Tyron Smith will be fine, but I'm beginning to wonder. He's been having chronic injuries, and I'm telling you, he is not blocking the way he was. He seems stiff when he is actually blocking and very much upright. And I'm seeing somebody else saying it's too low. Okay, good enough. Lyle Collins should be moved to left guard. Yeah, but who are you putting out to tackle? And that's where, Nick, that's a great point because I think we let the wrong guy go. Bill Callahan was definitely better than Scott Linehan. I think we had the wrong guy. See, it's funny because some people are saying the sound is good, other people it's too low. So I'm looking at my peak meter here, and if it peaks up just a little bit more than this, then it's going to, you'll hear, and okay. So it might be somebody's playing with me in there. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. But before we get too far in this, I want to, God, you know what bothers me is we got a hell of a fan base. My God, man, if you guys had seen all of the Cowboy fans that were there at the game, I've got a lot of clips, so I've got to put them together and put them out there because I want you guys to meet some of these great people that are out there. All these people that came, because we had people that came from Texas, we had people that came from Arkansas, we had people that came from Canada, we had people that came from Rochester and Newport, Rhode Island, from South Carolina. We had people from all over the country that came here to support the Dallas Cowboys. We had a ball. We ate good. I'm tired as can be. But they deserve better. You deserve better than what we're getting for these Cowboys. I have been loyal to the Dallas Cowboys from first memories of life. You guys know I'm here literally every day defending the Cowboys. I defended Tony Romo. I defended Dak Prescott. I defend this team. You know, I deal with all you traders, all you haters all you cockroaches, all of you people, I take a lot of abuse. I'm told I'm an idiot. I'm told I'm swinging from Dak's nuts, excuse my language, that I'm a Dak lover, or, you're gay because you go around with the voodoo doll and all this stuff. I take a lot of crap from a lot of people defending my Cowboys. And that's where Jerry Jones has to realize that it's us that make the Cowboys. It's us that makes them the most valuable franchise in the world. And he's got to do better than what he's doing. We deserve better than the same stupid thing of running the wall with Jason Garrett. Yeah, Simon, throw Jason Garrett on the football field and let him get hit. Yeah. You know what? Jason Garrett does things that I've never seen any other coach before do. Every time I'm at a game, pre-game, watching the teams, Jason Garrett's out throwing the football around. Shouldn't you be kind of watching the other team? Maybe you see somebody who's got a little bit of a limp or somebody else getting wrapped, or maybe thinking about what the other team's doing, and if they work anything when they're warming up that maybe you should be cautious of. Those kind of things instead of, living your glory here on the football field, throwing the football. Don't worry, the Giants will beat the Deadskins. Okay. Well, right now they're down 10-3 against the Falcons. It's funny, I don't see Falcons Nation in here. I guess he's actually watching the game. He keeps talking about how bad our team is, but you know what? Your team sucks too. Whispers again. Amari Cooper is tied with Odell Beckham for the fourth most 125 plus yards games since. Okay, I'll take that. That's the hard part, Brian. Oh my God, it's kind of like if we make the playoffs and we keep Garrett, are you happy about that, or are you happier that we don't make the playoffs and we get rid of Garrett? It's the. I got so many people last year that said I was a bandwagon or I wasn't a real fan because I kept saying when we were down in the pits, when we had lost Zeke Elliott, I was like, maybe if things are bad enough that they'll finally say, Jason Garrett, bye-bye. And, of course, that's when the hate started. I coached for a few years, offensive guys, doing the pregame. Okay. We all know it's Jerry Jones making the calls. It's more. I got to tell you, our offense, God, it's painful to watch our offense right now. Just saying, Brian, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Simon is happy because we got a number one wide receiver. Well, we'll see if that makes a difference. I want to make the playoffs. Okay. Well, David, your preacher's choir, we need a new step. I'm ready for change just for change's sake. Very painful. Mark, how are you doing, Tony? Thank you, Prescribe for Life. I appreciate that. Nick Blue. Dak is in the building. Is the building like a tank? Okay. Interesting run by Barkley. Latest video, he was heated. Who was heated? Well, Stevie, because I was always planning on going to the game so that way I could cover from the inside. What we were actually trying to do, but it didn't work out, was we were trying to figure out how we could go ahead and use the Mevo outside and flip back and forth for it, but the Wi-Fi between the stadium and that didn't work out as well. So what you've got, and go ahead, subscribe to E2 Blue, Michael Anthony Fitness, and DMB Dallas Cowboys, because they did a lot of videos and stuff in the parking lot during the game and stuff. They actually had a great time party. They had a heater out there. They're eating chicken wings. They had the beer and all that stuff, and weren't paying a fortune for it. Just blocked 2 pieces of juice. Okay. Way to go, incognito. I appreciate that. Barkley's out with the knee. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. Tony, I'm actually excited about the idea of putting Amari Cooper on there. I don't know how it's going to work out this late into the season, if he's going to be able to make a difference. But at least the fact that he is here during the bye week helps out. Gives him a chance to try to work him into the system. Beastology, the whole offensive line played terrible. Connor Williams had a terrible penalty that brought back another great run. You can't honestly look around and say anybody played well on the offensive line yesterday. You can't dial 1-800-quarterback. That's a good one, Sherry. Definitely, Jack, going to the draft. I guess we can go the second day, huh? Guess we don't have to go the first day. Cooper definitely detailer. He better get into the playbook ASAP. You're right about that. The Giants are trying to hold on here. Was that Eli Manning almost running it in? Oh, my God. Where were our linebackers just saying? Well, I tell you what, Connecticut Cowboys. Van Der Esch, he got a little nicked up. He came back in the game. But Sean Lee ended up making one hell of a tackle on in the fourth quarter on Alex Smith that saved the game. Because if he did not make that tackle, Alex Smith could have gotten the first down, and it would have been goodnight, Irene. I mean, let's back up here for a second. The defense did enough. The defense, if you're holding the other team to 20 points, you should win the game. Think about it. Let's back this up. Now, I know AP got 99 yards rushing, but they only gave up 178 yards passing. They gave up less than 300 yards. You hold a team to under 300 yards, you're doing something pretty good. I mean, we just couldn't do jack on our end is the problem. Well, yeah. Well, cold milk, again, in case, let me go back to that one again. This play right here is the one that if you'd had enough time, Dak did everything. Let me flip cameras here. This play right here, if you had just an instant more, the game could have been over. It's 3rd down and 5. This is the fumble because everybody's killing Dak on the fumble. And listen, whether he fumbled or not, still, you had to get the first down. You needed to move the chains. And the first down marker is right here. Right here at the 20. Sorry, looking at it on this screen. It's right here at the 20. You got this man open and flat. But he's not going to be able to get that guy because you've got somebody right there that's going to make the tackle. He's going to look him off because he knows that Gallup is making a double move, but he's got to buy enough time for him to get open. So he's looking him off, and he's going to come back around. But unfortunately, at that moment, you've got the blitzer who comes in free. And here you have 4 offensive linemen with 2 guys over there. And that's game over. So, I mean, that's one of those ones that you can look at it over and over and over again. Yes, that was a game changer. The turnover changed the complexion of the game. But if you'd had somebody pick up that blitzer's gone. Look at this. He's gone. He is wide open, and Dak knows he's going to be wide open. You can say he sucks or whatever, but it's a breakdown all the way around. See, Charles, I don't know. Okay, well, a real GM, a real head coach, and real offensive coordinator. The sad thing is you look at what the Cowboys have been able to get as far as talent goes over the last few years. They've been able to get players. And we have more players than most teams have. Other teams are doing so much more with so much less. Not everybody's got a Zeke Elliott out there. Not everybody's got a DeMarcus Lawrence out there. Not everybody's had 3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen when they were healthy. Not everybody's had a Tony Romo. We've had all those things, but we got one playoff win. Yeah, not everybody's got a Jalen Smith. So this is a move, Amari Cooper, to get more guys that can get some separation. To get some more guys that can get some separation and maybe hopefully open up the offense. Wow, Brock, that's yeah. Jason Garrett has been longer with the Cowboys than Fishers did with the Rams. Wow. Well, here's the other thing that you have to start thinking about too. I believe the players are giving up on the coaching some. Maybe it's not at that point just yet, but they're beginning to look side-eye at them because, players want to go for it. Players want the opportunity to try and win the game. They don't like playing soft. At least I know I didn't. I always believed that we can do it. If it's a yard, fourth down, hey, let's go for it. I'll get you that yard. But I looked at DeMarcus Lawrence last night, and you could see he was pissed. He was on the sidelines, like, boom, hitting the table and everything else. You saw his tweet and everything else. I'm wondering if there's not a change in coaching, will a guy like him want to come back? I know the Cowboys can franchise tag him again, but I don't know that they'll do that. He's already said he does not want to be tagged a second time, especially when you start seeing some of these contracts that are guaranteed, $90 million and things like that. He's not going to want to be tagged. He wants to get paid. But does something like this make him want to say bye-bye to Dallas? Now, that was a dumb call. I missed the call, Mirror Beer. Fourth and goal, no good by the Giants. Oh, damn. The New York stinking Giants. I will keep repeating 2007 Cowboys versus Bills for next year. Okay. Christian Sharper, head coach. You know what? I'd take a ham sandwich over the clapper right now. Why do we have a bum quarterback, bum Kellen Moore as quarterback mentoring Dak? We aren't setting him up for success. Amen to that one. Well, my Cowboys family, how you doing tonight? The only problem is basically if you wanted him, you had to step up the plate. You had the Eagles already offer a second, and you also heard that the Colts were interested in going for him too as well. So it was kind of like you either have to poop or get off the toilet. Did not hear of Jason Witten's comments on it. It's kind of like one of these things that you're getting both sides of the fence. Some people think it's great. I know Michael Irvin was all in for it, and I guess Jason Witten's not. Need to take care of D-Law, yeah. Garrett is a wuss, and woo-hoo. At this point, there's no point in crying about what the pick is. It's done. It's over with. What we got to hope for is that we get value back for it. If we get him as becomes a Pro Bowler and everything again, hey, then it was a great trade. So, believe me, my Cowboys family, basically this was a lifeline for Jason Garrett. We'll do anything to try and keep Jason or try and make him successful. That's at least my feeling. But if it doesn't work, then you got to go ahead and I don't know if I'll be angry. Well, like I said, I'm on the fence on this one. I'm not sure. I don't like giving up that much, but it's done. But I also realize that what we got on the team, we bargain basement shop, and the dog just don't hunt. Wow, the Clapper's no better than Dave Campo. Wow. Dad's going to be back in the Star on Sunday, bet. Okay. Well, Cooper can definitely do better, take the top off the defense better than anybody else that we have. I will still be having a draft. I still will be going to the draft. Yes, we will. I appreciate that, Jonathan. Don't worry, the trolls ain't going to chase me away. If I could get out of FedEx Field yesterday after all that, believe me, the trolls on here can't do jack. behind a computer screen. Spoil rotten. That rum and pork shoulder one Sunday. Okay. Well, Rico is trash, or he would be in there. Okay. Why didn't Butler work out? One, he kept getting injured, and two, he came in kind of late, and I'm not sure that he's that stud. Well, guys, it's actually after 10 o'clock. I am actually still tired as can be from yesterday's game, and I got to get up early to get back to work tomorrow. But better days are coming. I just don't know when. I just don't know how. But better days are coming for our Cowboys. I believe that. Again, I want to thank everybody who came out, supported the Joe Blue Sports Report, and had a ball with you guys. Which D lineman will be traded first? Well, there's only 1 week left before the trade deadline, but I don't think the Cowboys are going to trade anybody. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate it. But anyway, thank everybody who came out to the tailgate and stuff. I'm going to be doing some more of those videos and posting them on the other channel, so that way you can go ahead and see yourself on camera and stuff like that. Well, thank you, Investments. I appreciate that. We'll see if there's any other breaking news between now and tomorrow morning. But I will see you first thing in the morning with Don't Sleep on the